Why aren't I loading? What the hell?
Oh no!
Yeah, why am I invisible?
Oh no!
Ari, we can hear you, but we can't see you.
Help!
Ah,
It's
Gone
darker than
blind.
my Pokeball in here!
I've gone blind.
this is weird. It was working just fine, like, before I started streaming. What the fuck?
Oh no. Did the pure power of Gex completely destroy the stream?
I think Gex has broken it. Holy shit.
My new icon's too much power. Is too much power.
The sheer Gexual energy between all four of us just completely destroyed this stream.
Oh jeez. Maybe if we just unleash more Gex power, it will work.
Okay, I'm probably gonna have to restart Vignon because it's not sending the spout command that it's supposed to make everything visible. Just a sec.
Oh.
Like, it stopped doing it, which is weird.
Yay, Limousine?
It's kind of weird.
Yeah, Limousine was the band that did the first of my opening music. Because it's midnight.
Oh, nice.
Yeah, that was Limousine from Homestar Runner.
Nice. These are things I don't know.
Yes, we can tell.
Oh god! No, we're gone! Everything's wrong!
Hold on, hold on. I can fix it. Just give me a sec. Calm the...
It's scary place!
Shut up, Bird. Let her fix it.
There we go.
Hey-oh!
Oh my god,
Oh,
we exist.
Oh, thank God. For a minute there, I was worried I didn't exist anymore.
I thought I was voicing
Do you
someone's
exist, Bird?
head.
Do you exist? That's a good question.
Do we exist? Do any of us really exist?
You see, what is existence when you think about it?
Man, I came here for some Gex. I did not come here to be educated. What is
You
this?
came here for a gecko with sunglasses. You didn't come here for an existential crisis or a Gexistential crisis.
Oh, God!
Ooh, my foot.
Ah,
Oh, I can get a new foot.
oh no, here it comes. I can hear it.
A thing every stream now.
Ah, what a world! What a world!
Squeeze. Oh God, the squish at the end.
Who made that sound?
That's part of the alert, or part of the redeem.
I-
It makes that squish sound.
I never heard the squish sound until now.
Well, I've only had it for one night, so
I guess it was because the last time, when I was hitting it, we were all laughing too hard.
yeah.
So I didn't hear it.
Yeah, we were talking over it and stuff.
Anywho's it, let's get things ready since we spent so long on pre-stream technical difficulties.
Technical difficulties.
We seem to be having some technological differences.
Sir, do you require medical resistance?
No, because I'm not Sir tonight.
How dare you,
Ma'am,
Bird?
do you require medical resistance?
You know, I probably do for a lot of things, but not at the moment. I can tough it out.
What are we doing on the stream today?
We, as I
Nice, of course.
as I alluded to on Blue Sky, we got a group of hot 30-somethings that are having some wild Gex live on Twitch.
Contain yourself, ladies. And gentlemen.
Your asshole.
Disclaimer 1, your definition, hotness may vary depending on your personal tastes.
I don't know, I'm kind of into lizard people.
Anyway, when we left off, we had just gotten to the cartoon world, New Toonland.
I don't judge anybody. Sure, it's one for all the ladies.
Do I really have to change the screen size every time? That's weird. And I have to set the border again. Here we go.
Oh God, it's Clock Tower all over again.
I mean, both are from Limited Run, I think.
Clock Tower was a trip and a half.
Adam, you are technically correct.
Oh no! Oh no! This level's called Twin Towers.
Shit.
Are we allowed to play this level?
I mean, it's been like 20-something year, 24 years.
It's been almost 24 years. I feel like that's enough time has passed. Look, if enough time has passed that in at least one entire generation of people weren't even there for it to happen, I feel like enough time has passed.
Yeah.
I'm allowed to have that knowledge. Every time I have that knowledge, I get older.
Oh, I had some knowledge that made me feel ancient from watching some of Henya from Bishoujo watching Angry Video Game Nerd, which is she didn't know how passwords for old video games worked or what they were for. She didn't know that's how you saved your game. She thought it was for like security.
I'm sorry, are we just going to ignore the fact that when you killed that one cat, his clothes fell off?
Yeah, because he takes 2 hits to kill him. The first one makes his suit come off. Gex, you need better taste in music. Foreigners? Seriously? Not even Journey?
Gex is a failure.
I say this even though I do like some Foreigner songs. Also, unironically, my favorite Styx song is Mr. Roboto, even though Styx fans agree that it's the worst thing Styx ever put out.
That was a Styx song?
Yep. It was from a rock opera they did called Kilroy Was Here, which was the only rock opera they ever did, and it led to them kicking their lead singer out of the band. Because it was all his idea and no one else wanted to do it. It got horrible reviews. It had an overly expensive and overly elaborate stage show to go along with it, where they acted out scenes from the rock opera to make it make sense. And also shot a promo film for it that played at the concerts that set up the story. And like, no one except for the lead singer, Dennis DeYoung, wanted to do this. But since he was their, their big mastermind, they just kind of had to go along with it. It's also not a rock opera on the scale of like Tommy or The Wall, where it's got a really cool story with a lot of deep commentary on real societal issues. Like, it's a story where like an evil televangelist named Dr. Righteous has outlawed rock and roll. And the hero of the story, which is, Mr. Roboto, details how he escapes from prison by pretending to be one of the Robotos, is named Robert Orrin Charles Kilroy. So his initials are literally Rock.
Oh, jeez. So that whole song, Domo Arigato, Mr. Roboto.
Yes, he's thanking the robot for letting him steal its body so he could escape.
Oh, God.
The only thing I care about with Dr. Orimorigato, Mr. Roboto, was that it led to one of the stupidest Austin Powers jokes.
Oh yeah, Mr. Roboto. Tomo arigato, Mr. Roboto.
Please don't do that.
No promises.
Like I said, one of the stupidest, and yet somehow you can't help but laugh at it, Austin Powers jokes.
So like most of the Austin Powers jokes, and I mean that in the best way possible.
The funny thing is, I would argue the first Austin Powers movie is actually really fucking good.
Yeah, it definitely is. It's much more of a James Bond parody than the later ones are.
Now, that's not to say the second one wasn't bad either.
Yeah, The Spy Who Shagged Me is where all the iconic stuff came from.
Yep. But as a standalone, I would always recommend International Man of Mystery first.
Just don't watch Goldmember. It's not worth it.
No, Goldmember is literally the second movie retold. They just throw in an extra character for no reason.
Yeah. And it was the first sign that we should have seen before the Lion King remake that Beyonce can't act.
Sad part is I honestly forgot she was in it. That's how bad
She was the main girl.
Yep.
Foxy Cleopatra. In a really out-of-place attempt to do a satire on blaxploitation films like Foxy Brown. Or just anything Pam Grier was in.
Not only that, but Nathan Fillion played her cover story.
Hope I don't make a wrong turn and end up on an old game of asteroids.
It's actually the only movie in which Nathan Fillion appears and does not actually speak a single line. Because, not Nathan Fillion, Nathan Lane, sorry.
Nathan Lane, yeah.
Yeah, it's the only movie Nathan Lane ever appeared in that he never spoke a single line.
No, I'm too young to have a second childhood.
Oh, God.
Oh no, I'm too young to have a second childhood.
How?
I'm not! Surrounds myself in toys. I'm only half joking here, people. I legit have a house full of, like, action figures and crap.
Oh, so do I.
Yes.
And so does JKR. And so does Miles.
Yep. We're all adults!
You see, the best part of being an adult is you can buy things without having to ask your parents to take you to the store. The worst part of being an adult is everything else.
If I want to spend my adult money on action figures, by God, I'm going to spend my adult money on action figures. And anime figures.
Say, Ari,
Yes?
can you use your adult money to buy an extra life?
You could, or you could use your adult money to donate to our Extra Life campaign, raising money for Lurie Children's Hospital in Chicago, Illinois. You're getting better at these segues.
Yes,
You really
yes, I
are.
am.
Yeah. Donate your hard-earned cash now.
It's all going to a good cause.
I should stress that
We're actually serious.
I should actually stress that yes, 100% of your donation will go to the hospital.
Yes, we're not like scraping anything off the top for personal fees.
No.
And unlike a certain other charity event that went on for years and somehow nobody noticed until it was way too late, the money is actually getting donated to the cause that it's going to instead of just sitting in a bank account for a decade. I will name and shame the completionist for that charity scam.
Oh, damn.
You didn't know about that? He raised like $600,000 over the course of a decade and didn't donate any of it until it was found that none of it had been donated, and he was publicly called out for it.
Wait, what the hell?
Oh, lovely.
It's not like he pocketed it, it was just sitting there. It was weird.
So what was his excuse then?
His excuse was that he wanted to raise like a specific amount before donating it all at once, even though there's literally nothing that says that you have to do that, but he acted like there was.
He's gonna want to do it.
Yeah, that happened a couple days. Well, he did end up donating the money, but you know, it's too little, too late.
Yeah.
Yeah, his rep is ruined.
Yep.
Like the last he spoke about it after donating it was saying that like he was looking into pursuing legal action against the people who exposed him, and then he just never talked about it again and went back to making videos.
Yep.
Oh, lovely.
That's actually one of the few things I will want. Like, I give the Game Grumps like a lot of praise because they're like legit good people. They have all but pretty much like abandoned completionist.
Yeah, most people
Like,
did.
They won't. Yeah, they will not even. Like they used to bring him up in their videos all the time, and now they don't even mention him anymore. And Dan Avedon went on record saying that we want nothing to do with that fucking scumbag. So.
By the way, the guy that did the research to expose him, Carl Jobst, also got into some legal trouble.
Oh, jeez.
He got sued by Billy Mitchell for defamation and lost.
Of course.
You see, the thing that makes it interesting is that he lied to his audience about what defamation he was being sued for. Like, he spun it as, oh, it's just Billy Mitchell, known cheater Billy Mitchell trying to silence his critics again. But what he was actually being sued for, and that he didn't disclose in his many videos talking about the court proceedings until he lost, was he was being sued for falsely blaming Billy Mitchell for being responsible for someone else taking their own life.
Yeah, no. I don't know who Billy Mitchell is.
Billy Mitchell is like a video game champion, world record holder for games like Donkey Kong and Pac-Man. And in recent years, he was exposed for cheating to get all of his high scores in world records.
Oh, yeah. Pixels literally was like half about him.
Yeah, the Peter Dinklage character in Pixels is based off of him. And so is the character Garrett Bobby Ferguson in a Regular Show, which Billy Mitchell tried to sue the creators of Regular Show for that joke character.
Yep, and now in Minecraft. Jason Momoa's character is a parody of him as well.
Okay. One of my favorite summaries of Billy Mitchell, like, one, how he built his career, and two, what he's known for nowadays, comes from like a fan-made edit of a bit from an old episode of Angry Video Game Nerd, the Transformers episode, funnily enough, which is what taught me who Billy Mitchell was. Like, if you've seen the Transformers episode of Angry Video Game Nerd, he drinks some of Billy Mitchell's hot sauce to act as like a gaming power up to make him good enough to beat Transformers Convoy no Nazo, the infamously hard and bullshit, unfun Japanese Transformers game. But like the way that he says it in the episode is, you're familiar with Billy Mitchell, world video game champion? He could probably do it, and to do that, we're gonna have to harness some of his power. This is his hot sauce. But the fan-made edit that went viral that everybody references nowadays combines that with a clip from an episode that had him like using a game genie to beat one of the hard games he was playing. So it goes, you're familiar with Billy Mitchell, world video game champion? He could probably beat this game. And to do that, we're going to have to harness some of his power. That's right, we're going to cheat.
Old school VGN was the shit.
Yeah, AVGN's actually kind of getting back on track, partly because he's actually getting more involved in the writing and playing of the games now. It's still, you know, a lot more watered down to be more advertiser friendly than it used to be, because you have to do that nowadays on YouTube.
Yeah.
And especially since this is his job. So if he doesn't get that ad revenue and sponsor money, then he can't feed his family. Because, you know, he has kids now that he has to take care of.
Right. So that. Yeah, he's kind of stuck between a rock and a hard place.
Yeah, he's made it clear that he wanted to end Angry Video Game Nerd several times, but since it's the only thing of his that has ever had any sort of financial and critical success, he kind of is stuck making it.
Yeah.
But for a while throughout the 2010s, his episodes were being like written, edited, and basically everything except for his on-camera stuff done by the people over at the Screenwave multi-channel network. And like after years of people complaining about that and some falling outs with the Screenwave production behind the scenes, where they were like trying to get so many sponsors all at once that it was affecting what episodes get made, and also like leading to stuff like the 200th episode special being split into 3 parts, even though it's clearly meant to be one video, all because they booked too many sponsors for a 1-month period.
Oh God.
So they had to split it into 3, even though it was filmed as one video. Along with some other stuff that one of their former members, Kieran, the bearded guy that you would see in like he plays the Sean Connery Indiana Jones father character in the Tomb Raider episode. He left Screenwave and like spilled some tea about what the behind the scenes work was like. And also the Screenwave guys have been having less on-camera appearances due to the fans really not liking them and them having their own dirty laundry that could get them canceled. But ever since the last Ninja episode, James has been a lot more involved in the actual production other than just filming the on-camera segments and voiceover. Like, the credits actually say that he directed it and played the games.
Nice.
And he's even brought Mike Matei back for, like, assisting with the scripts and some of the gameplay.
Nice. Did it make a fart sound when you picked up the videotape?
No, that's part of the background music, because remember, this is supposed to be like a wacky cartoon land.
Ah, okay. Just making sure.
Your face is just making sure.
Yes, his face and several other parts of him were making sure. I won't say which parts, I'm gonna leave that up to your disgusting imagination.
My disgusting imagination?
I didn't single out you, I said you, that's a you that could apply to whoever's watching, but since you called yourself out...
Hey, what do you need to tell me here? What's going on?
Hey, when I felt accused here, I felt called out, sorry!
So, you're saying you did have some thoughts if that's what your mind jumped to.
No, it's the fact is that what I said...
You know what they say, he who smelt it, dealt it. I know that has nothing to do with this, but still.
All I'm saying here is that when I said your face is
probably
just making sure.
This is probably one of those moments where you stop digging.
I'm trying to...
He's trying to dig himself out of the hole and is just digging himself sideways into a different hole.
All...
He just screamed, no.
Yes.
No, dig up.
No, see, the thing is, the hole's already made. You don't have to dig. You don't dig to get out of the hole. Digging only makes you go deeper.
You know we do this because we love you, JKR.
Yes, we all love you. And, you know, you're lucky that both Shadow Dragon and Coffee Pot are not here at the moment, so they can't take that out of context to further their ship fodder.
God.
There is a ship name for us now, according to a clip on YouTube that I believe it was Shadow Dragon took from one of my VODs. Our ship name is Arikado.
God.
Yeah, and I fucking hate it.
Oh God.
That's how you know. That's how you know you've made an impact on even a tiny community, is when they have shipping discussions.
Yeah, apparently. But all I am saying
how.
here is,
Go ahead.
all I'm saying is that when I said your face, it's just making sure. And Ari's response was that, it's like you'll just use them.
His face and several other parts. I'm not going to say which parts. I'm going to leave that up to your disgusting imagination. You felt a special calling from that, and felt the need to insert yourself very gently, very deliberately into that slot.
Ari. He just keeps digging.
Shut the motherfucker up.
Oh God, we love you, JKR.
Squish me all you want, it won't hide the truth.
No one will ever know.
No. That's only for when you steal a runabout.
Think that'll hide the evidence? We've got clips.
Yeah, right. You didn't clip it though, so
Yes.
Yeah, but we can clip it post-stream. I can make an entire highlight out of this part, which means it'll be permanently preserved on Twitch instead of deleted after 14 days.
I'll say fuck.
Yes, you did fuck yourself with this. I knew we were gonna have some wild Gex on stream. I didn't think that we'd get some solo work involved.
shut up. Look, it's a hot night here in my area.
Oh yeah, it's a hot night, all right. I mean,
That's not what I meant.
The heat index is like.
are you sure you want to keep trying to protest when you keep digging your hole deeper and deeper?
At this point, he stopped.
Shadow Dragon showed up just at the right moment.
At this point, he stopped using a shovel and is using one of those drill machines from Ninja Turtles.
He's using one of those drill tank. He's using a drill tank he's using a drill tank modeled after the one that Beast Wars 2nd Galvatron has. You know, the one that looks like a giant gold plastic thong.
Okay, you know what?
I should know. He gave me that figure. I bought it off him for $80.
Ah, come back, man. Come on.
Come on. I also actually completed this part of Gex 1. I'm at the jungle level. I'm on that level in a different playthrough I'm doing for a potential video. But I have
Level spoilers.
Yeah, each world is, you know, other than being based on a specific kind of aesthetic, it's supposed to be a different channel on the TV.
Yeah. Full disclosure, I didn't actually care.
Yeah, spoiler. I say spoilers for. I would say spoilers for the Gex story, but as we found out, Gex does have a very deep, interconnected plot with a lot of backstory and lore. 6 pages of it, to be exact.
Yes. Oh, my favorite part was the part with the Gex.
My favorite part of it was when his henceforth with unmentioned Uncle Charlie died, and his family inherited $20 billion, and his mom bought NASA and turned it into a Chuck E. Cheese with chimps in astronaut suits instead of pizza rats.
Yep.
Sorry about that. My dad came in. He brought me a drink.
How much did you miss?
I was here the whole time.
No, he was here. He was just out. He just wasn't talking.
Yeah,
Fair
my dad
enough.
came in. I don't know if JKR. Was JKR here when I mentioned what happened to me? I don't think so.
Yeah, I don't know. He was when he first got into the call, he was pretty quiet because a lot of us were talking.
No, he wasn't here
Yeah,
for the
I-
initial conversation.
Yeah, I was busy reading. I was busy finishing my reading for the weekend. Well, not the weekend, but like I have a paper I got to write that. Unfortunately, I don't think I'll get it done by the time I wanted to. But the professor said it's like when you get it done, just turn it in. So I was like,
You
okay.
just turn it in. That's all that matters.
Yeah.
From what you told me, that's your professor's opinion on this specific assignment.
At least for the semester, yeah, because he's a lot more lenient for the summer because, you know, it's a summer course and everybody's like, you know, doing shit during the summer. And it's hot too, so that doesn't help matters either.
Yeah.
No,
Anyway, you were saying, Miles? Sorry.
basically just letting you know because I let everyone else know. I don't even know if mine of the stream knows.
No, you didn't bring it up on stream.
I'm going to right now. I may or may not have fractured my leg.
Your ankle, to be specific, because you're
ankle,
always
yeah.
hurting a part of your leg. It's always part of your leg, never anything else.
Actually, it's always been my ankle.
Not always. One time it was your toe.
No, Ari, you remember how I broke my ankle? I fractured my ankle back in like 5th grade or 6th grade.
Why would I remember that?
I thought I told you that. Okay.
Why would I?
did that.
No, I'm not saying you didn't tell me that. I'm saying why would I remember that?
I don't know.
Because you've injured yourself so regularly that I can't keep track of what happened when. But go on.
So I fractured the same exact dang foot as the last time.
And
Have you
why
tried
don't you do
not?
that?
Have you tried not hurting yourself?
Yes, I've tried that. It's tough.
Too young to have a second childhood.
We need to put you in a plastic protective bubble that keeps you from all outside potential harm.
I asked somebody how to go about wrapping me in bubble wrap. One of my sister's calling.
I mean, here's the thing. I will admit, I myself am a klutz. I freely admit this. I'm a klutz. But
Yes.
honestly, Miles, you seem to be more clumsy than I am.
He is, and I mean that in a loving way. You're my best friend. I get to call you a klutz. Because you know I'm not doing it to insult you.
You're all weirdos.
Imagine getting
one to know
hurt.
one.
Couldn't be me. I've never had like any sort of serious injury before.
Imagine
Yeah.
dragons.
Look around.
Imagine dragons.
You know, you say that, and that's one of my favorite bits that I've seen from the Snapcube Sonic 06 dub. When like Eggman, the context of the original scene is like Eggman explaining his plot for controlling the flow of time to Princess Elise during Sonic's story. But the way that they acted it out in the Snapcube dub was, look around you, imagine dragons.
Nice.
Like, Eggman and Elise have some of the best bits in that dub, from what I've seen. Like, Elise is such a nothing character in the original Sonic 06, and whoever played her in Snapcube, because I'm not familiar with the members of Snapcube apart from Alfred and, of course, Penny. Like, whoever played Elise gave her so much more character than the actual Elise has.
Yeah.
And I mean that in the best way. Also, apparently on Twitter.com, some clips from the Kingdom Hearts Chain of Memories improv fan dub I was in are starting to go viral.
Oh, nice.
Not the clips I was in, but I'm still happy to see a project that I was at least partially involved in get some recognition outside of its built-in demographic of people that are related to Nade. Because like it's mostly clips that involve Mistress Dove's performance as Riku that are going viral, it seems, because she did such a good job. Like, she plays both the real Riku and the replica Riku, and does a good job at distinguishing them, especially when, you know, there's scenes of Riku and Repliku talking to each other. And the way she,
out of curiosity,
the way she distinguishes is that since Repliku is the evil clone, he speaks in a British accent.
Now, I cannot remember, Ari, if this was, if you've mentioned that this fan dub we're working on.
Sonic 06, yeah. Yeah, I've mentioned this. I've mentioned the Sonic 06 dub.
Yeah, I do. That reminds me, I still need to record my.
The due date for auditions is like the end of June. So it's coming up, but you still got some time.
And remind me is all I'm saying.
Yeah, I wanted to tell you because I had not informed you of this directly. I had made a post in the GR Fandubs group and also like DM'd respective people that might be interested in the role. I was going to voice Omega, but I decided to relinquish that role and let other people audition for it if they want to.
Huh.
JKR, I would actually prefer if you didn't audition for Omega because you're already playing the two main villains of the game.
That's fair. That is fair.
Like, I don't say that in terms of like role equity because I don't think that role equity is really something that needs to be worried about. It's more so about I don't want you to have to worry about recording too many lines.
That's fair.
Because I know you're also in school, so I don't want to overwhelm you with too much on your plate.
That's fair. I appreciate. That's honestly a good point. I didn't think of that.
I mean, if I've got the time, I might give Omega a shot.
That's as much fun as being Mike Tyson's cellmate on Valentine's Day.
Jesus Christ, Gex!
Christ!
Fuck! What the hell did Mike Tyson ever do?
I want you to think very carefully about what he said and how he said it.
Okay, if you don't know, Mike Tyson was convicted for sexual assault back in the 90s.
I didn't know about that. I did not know about that. That's something I knew about.
That's what Gex is referencing.
I knew he was referencing something, but I was like, what the hell did Mike Tyson do?
Not just Jesus Christ Gex, Jesus Christ Dana Gold.
My inner child is coming out.
Yeah, for once, it's a Mike Tyson reference that isn't him biting off Evander Holyfield's ear. It's a much darker reference.
But you gotta give Dana Gold credit. You gotta give him credit. Is he in the right? No, but you gotta give him credit.
You gotta give him credit. He didn't go for the low-hanging fruit. He went for the fruit that should not be gone for.
He went for that high fruit.
Like, God. I think that was like relatively recent news by the time Gex was in production too. Oh my God.
Hope I don't make a wrong turn and end up on an old game of asteroids.
Like, this was too soon probably back then.
Oh my God.
Well, actually, no. The term too soon in terms of like comedy was first coined about Gilbert Gottfried making a joke about 9/11 at a roast.
Yeah.
Oh boy.
Which is why his tombstone says too soon.
Yep. He wanted it that way too.
Yeah, he wanted that to be his legacy. Like that's the 9/11 joke he made is the reason why he stopped voicing the Aflac duck. He got fired from the role because there was such a backlash against it.
Yeah.
Oh, jeez.
He did apologize and was like, I wish I'd never done that. That was really stupid.
Yeah, he did. He wasn't like, one of those shitty stand-up comics that was like, it's your guy's fault for not laughing at it.
Yeah.
Yeah, he had, at least he admitted that the joke was in poor taste. That sounds like he wasn't even thinking when he made the joke.
Yeah, like the thing is, I've heard of and seen worse things at televised celebrity roasts, and yet he was the only one that got in trouble for one of those things. Like, there is a case during the Comedy Central roast of Pamela Anderson where Andy Dick just grabs her boobs and starts playing with them while playing the character of her plastic surgeon, and she did not know he was going to do that and did not consent to it, and spoke out years later about how it made her feel violated because it was on TV.
She should.
Andy Dick in general is just a shit person.
Yeah.
Literally, the only role he's ever done that I care about is not Kovu. What the fuck is the other son's name in Lion King 2?
I don't know. I've never seen Lion King 2.
Yeah, he plays basically the Tybalt character in Lion King 2. And, that was the only time I cared about him. In general, I don't give a shit about Andy Dick.
He's more known nowadays for his, drug-fueled downward spiral that he's had over the decades than for any of his acting or anything else.
Yeah. I mean, he was okay on the Drew Carey show. Was it the Drew Carey show?
I don't know. I've never seen the Drew Carey show.
It was one of those shows.
Gex, how many times are you going to worry about ending up on a old game of asteroids? You said that line 3 times in a row.
I hope we don't make a wrong turn and end up in a game of asteroids.
Say it and he joke about it and it shall happen in Gex. Gex is self-aware. He knows we want him to stop saying it, so he will not stop saying it.
Nope.
Don't antagonize Gex, guys.
Don't antagonize Gex. He's sentient.
Sorry, my sister called. My medical doctor sister called.
Oh, not the other sister. I don't know which one's the medical doctor sister.
Not Kate.
Okay, so the other one. The other one that I have no memories of, despite you insisting that we've met several times.
Yeah, Merrick doesn't have. There's a lot of people that don't have memories of Merrick. I'll tell you that much.
She was that's because anytime I visited you, she was just never there.
Yeah, well, she was also in college, and she's 10 years older than us.
Yeah, that makes sense.
That's why.
I'm not saying that as in oh, how dare she not be around when I'm visiting. I'm she was never around, so I don't have any memories of her.
Yeah, she's just not around, so.
She's no longer with us. She's not dead, she's just somewhere else.
She's not in the Gex world right now, we can say that much.
She's not clinging to a rocket right now.
Exactly. But no, she wanted to know how I was doing because I had asked her about the break I have potentially, and she was like, "Yeah, I think it's this, and this. Just keep an eye on it. Call me."
But did she make a wrong turn and end up in an old game of asteroids?
No,
Did she make a very, very, very unfortunate joke about Mike Tyson?
I mean, that's the second fucked up joke that Gex has made during this playthrough, considering another one was the one about 4th of July at Rick James' place.
Jesus, Gex.
I forgot about that.
That was just last night.
I know, and I blocked it out.
It was last night, and it feels like it was forever ago because Gex just moves at a mile a minute.
Pretty much, yeah. Sweet, like candy.
We need to stop poking at the bear.
No, not the bear. We're not playing a bear game. We're not playing Banjo-Kazooie. We're playing Gex, so we need to stop poking at the gecko.
Yeah, that's why I corrected myself.
This is why the Geico Gecko is so different.
This is why the Geico Gecko... You know what? We've had a Geico commercial that featured Sonic the Hedgehog in it, but we need to have... No, not a Geico commercial. We need to get Death Battle on this. Who would win, the Geico Gecko or Gex?
Depends. How much power and TV does Gex have on his side?
See, Gex's powers aren't limited to being within the TV.
Fair.
Technically, both of them have Toon Force on their side, so it would be kind of evenly matched.
Who opened the can of whooping?
Probably, yeah. We all know that Gex is the best.
We know that Gex is trained in Kung Fu.
Yeah.
And can do, Jackie Chan, Bruce Lee movie style, like, flying drop kicks that defy gravity.
Is it regular Kung Fu or TV Kung Fu?
It's TV Kung Fu. It's Gex. Of course it's gonna be TV Kung Fu.
I watched all the Jackie Chan, movies and...
No. This is Gex. He's not watching Jackie Chan. He's watching Street Fighter. Not any adaptations of the games. The old martial arts movies that were called Street Fighter that starred Sonny Chiba. Although those were karate instead of Kung Fu. No. He was watching that old 70s TV series, Kung Fu.
Yeah.
The one that gave us the term grasshopper.
Oh, really?
Yep. Starring David Carradine. Hey, Chuck.
I know Kung Fu.
I see you're back. Welcome back. And yes, I am excitedly waiting with bated breath for that Studio Series 86 Megatron.
Yes.
I haven't put in the tracking yet, but I'm sure it'll be here in a timely manner.
Oh, my mind was thinking of 86. The Studio
Not
Series
86, the
Megatron.
Bumblebee Megatron I meant. I've got 86 on the mind because most of the Studio Series stuff I have is 86. Because that's most of the stuff I can find on store shelves.
The only Studio Series I have is the Barricade that JKR sold me.
So, okay.
That's not a Studio Series.
That's not
correct?
Studio Series. That would probably be War for Cybertron, I think.
No,
The big one?
it's that's not Studio Series. No, that is Human Alliance. That's an
Oh,
older
Human
thing.
Alliance. Okay. I see, said the blind woman to her deaf husband. Or deaf wife. I could go with either. I don't discriminate.
Nah.
I see, said the blind man while reading the newspaper to his deaf wife who was listening to the radio.
You want to know my favorite, one of my favorite things about my middle school art teacher, who's the one who taught me the phrase, I see, said the blind man to his deaf wife? You know that old gag of it says gullible on the ceiling?
Uh-huh.
He actually had gullible taped to the ceiling of his classroom.
Nice. My favorite variant of that is, "Hi, I'm distracting you so that my friends could sneak around behind you." I forget what the fuck it's from.
He also had a violent hatred for both Full House and Saved by the Bell.
Jesus.
I loved Full House. Until I found out all the dark stuff about it, then I was like, never mind.
Ah, yes, the seedy, dark underbelly of Full House.
Yes.
Rivaled only by the surprisingly traumatic production of, what is it, The Adventures of Milo and Otis?
Oh, God. Never, ever, ever, under any circumstances, should you ever Google how they made Milo and Otis.
Yeah, you should not. It's depressing.
Really?
Yes.
Just assume it was a cute movie about a dog and a cat and move on.
Yeah, don't look up how many dogs and cats were used in that movie. And why they had to use so many dogs and cats. Anyway, time for this world's boss, the Flatulator.
I swear to fucking God.
Ugh,
The 90s in a nutshell.
pretty much.
I mean, we had a character named Booger Man, so this doesn't surprise me.
This was like right after Ren and Stimpy had come out and popularized this kind of humor in family entertainment. Debatably family entertainment, considering Gex just said whoop ass in an E-rated game.
It's because they didn't really pay attention.
Rated E for everyone. I mean, back then I think they could get away with that. I don't know.
What about Homeward Bound? I get Homeward Bound and Milo and Otis confused a lot. I might have been thinking of that one.
No, you were thinking Milo and Otis.
Okay.
Homeward Bound wasn't filmed as badly as Milo and Otis was. Let's put it that way.
I haven't seen either one. So I'm just going off of, like, what I've read.
Yeah, there's a dark rumor that went around for a while that they legit killed off a golden retriever for the scene in that where
Please
you
do not bring this up here first.
Well, no. But I'm saying what it turned out that never happened. They never actually did that.
Oh, okay.
It was just a dark rumor that was going around for a while.
I was just gonna say, it's like, don't bring up the murder of animals.
No. That's what I'm saying.
He's saying it didn't actually happen. It was just people.
I get that.
Yeah.
I get that. I was just saying, it's like, that's what I thought he was about to say. And then I was like, okay, never mind.
Yeah, we're not going to talk about, like, animal cruelty on stream.
Yeah.
We may say some unhinged things, but it's mostly just horny jokes. Or, like, we're not going to go into, like, you know, that kind of territory. I will teach you about you know, cannibalism, but I won't talk about animal cruelty.
We don't speak of the cruelty of our friendly animals.
Gex, there is no substitute.
God. Gex, there is no substitute.
Oh God, this was for kids.
And now we've unlocked the jungle world. Technically, we unlocked it already, or we unlocked one level of it already.
Remember, this was for kids.
Yes.
Like tricks?
More like kids were tricked into playing this. I'm here all night.
Jungle Isle.
Oh.
Hey, he said a different one-liner than he usually says when I go here. Usually he says Jungle Boogie. This time it was Welcome to the Jungle.
Nice.
The duality of jungle-themed songs. The third one being Jungle Fever.
I Must be a fan of Jungle Fury then. Power Rangers.
I'm not gonna lie. Racism aside, that had one hell of a beat to it.
Me, Gex, you, Jane.
Okay,
And then that happens.
I mean, it's a Tarzan reference. Old school Tarzan.
Yep.
Okay, wasn't expecting the Beach Boys in a jungle level.
As I say, I don't think the Tarzan movie from Disney was out yet.
No, it wasn't. That didn't come out until 99. I would know because it was the first game that I got for my PlayStation. Because I had just seen the movie and was obsessed with it.
Nice.
And when I say first game I got for my PlayStation, I didn't buy it myself. It came with the PlayStation as a gift for, I think it was for just like, you know, getting through another year of school.
Nice. My gift for graduating school was the entire Alien quadrilogy at the time.
Yes. Alien 1, 2, 3, and what was the other one? Resurrection?
Resurrection.
One with the derpiest looking alien that's supposed to be terrifying.
Yeah. But at the time, you know, it was really fucking cool to a kid.
Also, the video game of it is apparently revolutionary, but got horrible reviews at the time from people that couldn't grapple with its controls.
I had that game, so I can confirm, yeah.
Like, it got a scathing review from, I think it was either IGN or GameSpot, where it was like, the controls are its worst feature. You move with the left stick and aim with the right stick. What sorcery is this?
Yep. That was a thing.
Basically, it did the modern standard of any shooter's control scheme on a console before it became the standard, and everyone hated it for it.
Yep.
It was also made by the same studio that made Star Fox.
Nice.
And Croc.
Oh, nice.
And Buck Bumble, which the only thing people remember about Buck Bumble is right about now it's time to rock with the biggity Buck Bumble.
Hey, look, SNL.
Okay.
Gesundheit.
The main menu theme goes like really hard for no reason. And became a meme because it's just so inherently catchy. And now there's a high quality upload of it from the composer.
Nice.
Anyone remember Bucky O'Hare, or am I just that old?
I remember the NES game, but I'm not old enough to remember the show. But I did show a clip of it to JKR that served as an inspiration for one of his things, where it was Long John Baldry's performance as Complex.
Which I immediately like. Here's the thing. I was thinking, like, I was trying to voice it. I was trying to come up with my ideal voice for a character from the comics of Transformers who, you know, has never shown up in any sort of media outside the comics. His name was Straxus, and he's like a Decepticon warlord and everything. Like, apparently, I was trying to figure out, like, who could voice him, and then Ari here showed me Long John Baldry. Like, they said it's like, why not Long John Baldry? And I was like, do you really think I want to have the Pingus man as the voice of Straxus? And then she's like, well, hear me out. And she showed me the video of Long John Baldry as Complex, and I was like, oh my god, Long John Baldry could actually make himself sound intimidating.
Bucky O'Hare needs to get a DVD re-release because that show was like amazing back in the day.
I heard the games are also really good.
Oh yeah, like the games were really good too.
I would totally buy a copy of the show if it was released on like modern hardware and everything for like DVD.
Discotheque and or Shout Factory, get on it.
I will say,
Yes.
a certain vendor friend of ours, points at nose, does sell copies of it.
Okay. Well, if I see him again, and I have the money to afford it, I will definitely try.
Because I have a copy of it. I have a copy of it. Points at nose again.
Is your nose itchy or something? Because you're pointing at it a lot.
You know, now that you mention it, actually, fucking is. God damn it!
This is just a stream where we keep like accidentally making things real. Like, now that you mention it, this thing that we were joking about actually is happening. It used to just be limited to Gex, but now it's just affecting the real world.
Help!
No help for you, Fart. We got fun and games.
Oh, Lord. Now, JKR and I have a friend that shows up at a lot of cons that he and I go to.
Yeah.
That doesn't exactly sell legal copies of shows.
Especially ones that aren't legally available, from what I've heard.
Yeah,
Yep.
that's why I only buy from him like when either I can't like for whatever reason like the illegal version is just either too expensively out of my price range or
X-Men!
Lidtight.
Thank you.
Gesundheit. That sounded like a very painful sneeze.
It was, actually.
I'm manifesting
but yeah,
pain
so-
now.
All the Gex going on, that's why.
Look, if you need to take a break from our session of some hot, steamy Gex, then take a break, relax, recover, drink some water. It's important to stay hydrated between Gex sessions or Gextions.
No, it's Gexerade, not water.
Okay, but that doesn't work as a pun.
I know. I'm trying to just...
Don't ever
You know-
have unprotected debt.
Yeah, remember, always practice safe Gex, guys. You don't want to get any Gexually transmitted diseases.
Gee, Scoob, let's get back to the mystery van.
What does that have to do with the jungle, Gex?
The answer is yes.
Well, the answer is Gex.
The answer is just Gex. Because Gex, as we have learned, is the answer to all of life's mysteries.
Yes, it is.
Like, can he see why kids love Cinnamon Toast Crunch?
Yes, he's watched enough TV to know exactly why.
Good, otherwise I was going to be worried.
Your joke is old and you should feel old for it.
I do feel old. Thank you for bringing it up.
Okay, but to be fair, this is an old game with even older jokes in it, so it's appropriate.
Eh.
Oh god, it's an auto-scroller. Oh no! It's one of those levels where you have to outrun the screen. God damn it.
You kids today with your punks! I don't know where I was
Okay,
going with this.
Grandpa. Just whatever you
Don't
do,
you mean
don't
Bug
ask him.
Extra?
Nope, whatever you do, guys.
Well,
don't
Bug
ask,
Extra did call himself Grandpa.
Yeah, don't ask him for his words of wisdom.
Don't ask him for words of wisdom. He spent them all. Educating Travis Touchdown, and he didn't retain any of them.
What?
You especially didn't retain the thing about not going to fast food joints.
That's your spot.
Like, the weirdest part of that was when Grandpa's words of wisdom actually ended up being helpful or, like, insightful at points. It felt wrong.
Yeah.
Coming through. It's tail time.
It's sale time.
You know, props to not just Dana Gould, but also whoever the voice director was for this, which, for all we know, might have just been Dana Gould directing himself. Multiple variations of It's Tail Time, so it's not just the same soundbite playing over and over again.
Yeah.
This would be great for my collection.
Your lightsabers will make a fine addition to my collection.
But are they mint in sealed box?
Would you get down?
You win this round.
She wins every round, JKR, and you're always surprised.
It sometimes takes me a few practice runs to win, but I always win on the first real try. Yeah, all the times that I don't win are just practice, so they don't count.
Oh, sure they don't.
Have you tried
mean,
not practicing?
I'm just reading what it says in the rules.
You're just reading the script, got it.
And next in the script, it says JKR says something incriminating that furthers his unwanted shipping fodder.
Yeah, that's not gonna happen. I already did that tonight already. I'm not doing it again. I'm not falling into the same hole again. I just got
You're not falling into the same hole again, as if you didn't willingly insert yourself in that hole, deep in that hole, and keep going deeper and deeper into it, as if you didn't want to get out of that hole.
Which hole was that?
It was the hole that was made for him.
Gasp.
You know, like in what is it? Like the incident at Amagara Fault, that Junji Ito manga. See, I can reference stuff that's not horny. Although I'm pretty sure someone has made some sort of horrible hentai version of that, given that Junji Ito is known for body horror.
I mean, you know, another hole that comes to mind is that infamous Mel's hole that I've been hearing about lately. Apparently it was like this bottomless pit somewhere. I don't know where. It was just like only a bottomless pit. It was like apparently it led to another dimension from what people claimed. I don't know. I don't buy it.
JKR, what the actual fuck are you talking about?
There's actually an old urban legend about this guy who apparently like he bought a property and there was like this giant ass hole on it. And it's apparently
A giant asshole on it? Dude, that sounds like a horrible thing to have on your property. That would devalue it instantly.
Yeah,
it would.
apparently the government wanted it, so
The government wanted his asshole? Damn, what did he do?
Good question.
apparently he asked
Just
too many questions.
Well, I mean, yeah, that is... asking too many questions is going to get the government to come after your asshole.
At this point in the stream, we would like to point out that this is the part where JKR is being goaded into saying something he's going to regret.
Like I said, it was in the script, and he did it despite him protesting that he was not gonna do it.
Here's the messed up
You did it
part.
perfectly.
Like I was actually
The messed up part is that you played right into my trap.
Yeah, well, this stuff. Honestly, hey Ari, I don't care about your stupid trap. I'm like seriously that came to mind because I've been listening to a lot of urban legends about it as of late. Apparently,
So your urban legend hole came. Okay.
Oh my.
I didn't say that. I did not say that, and you cannot prove that I said that.
Yes, we can go back in the stream.
If only Shadow Dragon wasn't BRB, then he could clip it so we could have proof. Hey, Chuck's here. He can clip it.
Don't drag Chuck into this. Ah.
The other thing that it could mean is that you've got a giant asshole on your mind.
Nope. I ain't touching that one with a 10-foot pole.
You shouldn't be touching giant assholes anyway, at least not without gloves.
Yeah, it's not sanitary.
Chuck said, "Nah, I'm good."
Thank you, Chuck.
Chuck, you're supposed to be clipping it for us.
Well, I mean, he's not usually one of the
Chuck's on my
clippers.
side.
He's not usually one of the clippers, so.
Can I offer anyone some sweet tarts?
Depends on the flavor.
Grape, orange, apple, cherry, or lemon?
I'll take the grape and cherry ones. Those are the only two that I've ever liked.
Okay, why don't you stick with the lemon?
I don't understand what you mean.
You know damn well what I mean.
I prefer the orange. Orange.
Is it orange flavored or orange colored? The answer is yes.
Which came first, the color or the fruit? We scream, for we do not know.
Which came first, the chicken or the egg? The answer is I don't want to know. I'm not into feather stuff.
One of the funniest bits about that came from a Rugrats comic that was printed in, I think, Nickelodeon magazine.
Yeah, that's where all the Rugrats comics of the era were printed. I used to be subscribed to Nickelodeon magazine.
Yeah. It was, they just got done grocery shopping, and Angelica goes, "Why do they call them oranges, but they don't call apples reds?"
Oh, I've seen that!
Yeah, and I forget the mom's name, but she's sitting in bed.
God, I forgot. Charlotte, that's her name, Charlotte.
Yeah, Charlotte. She's sitting in the bed having an existential crisis, and Drew goes, "Charlotte, for God's sake, it's 3 o'clock in the morning.
But
Why don't they call them reds?" That's my favorite fucking bit involving, like, oranges and the color shit.
one of my favorites comes from the Bill and Ted's Excellent Adventures cartoon. Oh, boss fight time already!
Exist.
And it's one of the rare, like, cartoon spin-offs of an 80s movie where the actors from the show actually voice their characters.
Yeah, like, I actually legit forgot that existed.
Like, a clip from it has become, like, viral because it's like Bill and Ted swabbing a deck on a ship, and that has nothing to do with the joke. It's like, Bill, I've just got one question. What is it, Ted? What color is an orange? Ted, you bonehead! Its color is the same as its name, like a lemon.
Remember, kids, life never gave us lemons. Humanity created them. Lemons are hybrids. They never existed before humankind.
Just like the modern banana.
You want to know what would mentally hurt to think about?
What?
Bananas are no longer the accurate food to describe phones. It's now Pop-Tarts.
What? Yeah.
Yeah, you're right.
Right.
No more banana phone, Pop-Tart phones.
Yeah, back in the day, phones could be represented with fruit, with bananas
Oh,
because they were phone shaped.
oh.
But now,
Now Pop Tarts are shaped like smartphones.
yeah, now Pop Tarts are the more accurate food to use as a phone.
But then we wouldn't get a song called Banana Phone that people still apparently find entertaining.
Here would have no effect.
Ring, 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 banana phone.
Gex, did you just make a reference to, like, the bombing of the nuclear testing in Bikini Atoll? That irradiated that entire area for generations? Gex, you are on some dark shit.
Are you okay? We need to talk.
It's Gex, dude. Gex is dark.
I did, like, we saw that Gex has complex lore. I didn't know Gex had such a dark sense of humor.
Again,
Well, I mean,
it's
think about
Dana
how he
Gold.
reacted to his father's passing. Like,
This is the man who wanted to kill off Homer Simpson years ago.
Throw up later.
Random gorilla. And that's a boss fight.
Huh. I didn't know Fing Fang Foom lived in the jungle. I mean, he doesn't now.
Nah, he's just buried under the rocks, and he'll arise a few years later to fight Mothra.
Godzilla.
I said Fing Fang Foom.
And I was referencing Godzilla. Especially since he talked about A-bomb testing.
Oh, that's very true.
This went about 15 different ways. 5 minutes.
Ah, but I don't have... Do I have... Yes, I do have the world remote for the next channel. The Kung Fu channel.
Kung Fu channel?
This is going to be incredibly racist, isn't it?
More than likely,
no.
yes.
Can we stream this? That's the question.
Kung
we need to be
Fu-ville.
asking. Oh, God.
Yeah.
Disclaimer for the stream. We apologize for, like, literally everything that's about to happen.
We
in the next
apologize
40
on
minutes.
Dana Gold's behalf.
I'm sure Dana Gold apologizes on Dana Gold's behalf.
Sumo City.
My name is Kane. I seek water.
Oh, let me guess. Yes, we can bounce on the sumos.
Yay. We need to put a disclaimer up. I feel like we need to put a disclaimer
We need to
up.
put a disclaimer up. All that. Oh my God, it's Raiden. It's Raiden.
God.
I wasn't even there.
AKR, disclaimer, quick.
He's not the one in charge of putting up the text on the screen. He doesn't have access to my OBS.
Yeah, that's not my job. That's what I have to do anyway, even if- I can't do it even if I wanted to.
I got it.
I think he just said I'm getting non-flashbacks and I wasn't even there.
Oh, no. This time, I am not the accidentally racist one.
This time it's intentionally racist.
Wasn't even there. That's my look.
Yeah, this is about what I expected from an early 90s platformer with a talking protagonist with a level based on kung fu movies.
But again, for the record, was almost entirely written by one of the guys who wrote Old School Simpsons,
Yep.
which was unapologetically racist. Well, apologetic now. They realize what they did was wrong.
It was unapologetic at the time because it was the style at the time.
Yeah.
Nice grandpa reference.
Yep. It's one that I picked up from Matt McMuscles because he uses that a lot in his What Happened videos, along with a lot of Simpsons references in general, to the point where he has a series where he plays and reviews Simpsons games called Simpsons Reference.
Nice.
For
the record, we're not discouraging anyone from watching The Simpsons. It is still a really good show.
You just gotta go into the early seasons knowing it's gonna be dated, which I'm pretty sure if you do watch it nowadays, they probably put on streaming services, they have one of those disclaimers of like, this has outdated humor, but it is presented in its original context.
Only on a couple episodes.
Yeah, probably on the more problematic episodes. And then the one that had Michael Jackson is just not available.
Yeah.
Fortunately. The humor has changed.
The thing of it is, like, the one thing that they got, like, in super trouble for wasn't even that racist. And that's a poo.
Yeah.
Like, I'm sorry, but bring back a poo, because he was not a racist character. Yeah, okay, him being voiced by a white guy was problematic, but that's easily fixable.
Yeah.
Yeah.
But they were like, and even Data Gold, when I talked to them at the convention, even he says that, they were very careful to be, as, sensitive, I guess is the term.
Yeah.
To
culturally sensitive.
Possible. Yeah, culturally sensitive as possible. It's just at the time there were no, Hindu comedians available. So he was voiced by Hank Azaria. Hashtag free a poo.
Gex, how many non-flashbacks are you going to have? He said the same line 2 times in a row. Like, it's making me think of, like, that bit from Wonder Show's End where, like, the kid is, like, flailing around in agony and it says, "You're never too young to have a Vietnam flashback."
Reminds me of the bit from South Park. Guys, I'm having a Vietnam flashback. Cartman, for the last goddamn time, you were not in Vietnam. Oh, God, they shot Jimmy. Cartman, shut up.
My name is Kane. I seek water.
I mean, I think a lot of us seek water today.
I think that's a hint to hydrate.
Well, you gotta redeem the hydrate. You don't get hydration for free. You have to pay with brain cells.
I think he was talking about it.
Oh, hold on. His voice has a filter on it if he says one-liners underwater. Say something, Gex. Of course, now he shuts up.
There goes the stock.
He's doing Surfing USA, I thought.
He's specifically trying to spite us.
Apparently, you can only be asked to hydrate once. Because I just tried to do the hydrate thing as well, and it said no.
It's because if there's too many people redeeming the Seam Redeem, it puts a cooldown on it. It's to keep people from spamming hydrate at me.
Yeah. If you wanted to, you could spam the coffee while I spam the hydrate.
You guys just want to make me have to pee, don't you?
See, I'm an asshole, Ari. You know this.
I'm an asshole!
He's an asshole! What an asshole! Yo-de-yo!
Did Gex just get choked out by a tentacle?
No, it was an electric eel.
Okay, good.
What'd you say about my comment? I didn't say anything about your comment. The one that said pushes metaphorical glasses up. Actually, that wasn't Fing Fang Foom. That would be Atragon, another monster from Toho. Well, Fing Fang Foom's not a monster from Toho. Fing Fang Foom is from Marvel Comics.
Marvel.
So, yeah.
Did someone just try to actually us?
Someone tried to Chuck tried to actually us just for me to actually him back.
Chuck, sir.
I have a dedicated voice for actuallying. You shouldn't try to compete with me.
Chuck, my dude. You're talking to someone who has been vying to get them to put Fing Fang Foom into a movie. You're not gonna win.
That would be you this time, not me. I'm not familiar enough with Fing Fang Foom. I only know about him from Marvel Ultimate Alliance.
He's one of the best villains that they've ever had, and unfortunately, we will never get him because he is considered culturally insensitive right now.
I mean, it took them... I'm sure they could figure out a way to pull it off. Like, they managed to do it with the Mandarin.
Yeah, he is referenced in Shang-Chi, if you pay close enough attention.
I never got to see Shang-Chi.
Yeah, there's a part in there where they're looking at a mural of, like, ancient gods or something like that, and one of them is Fing Fang Foom. They just don't reference him by name. They call him the Ancient Devourer or some bullshit name.
I mean, there's way more culturally insensitive, like, old Yellow Peril villains from that time period. There's one that, I can't remember his name, but he's basically, like, Fu Manchu, but as an egg.
Oh, God. Yeah.
Hold on, guys.
Okay.
To be fair, Atragon was only ever in 2 films, and the first was a movie named after him, and the second was Godzilla Final Wars. To be fair, you were still wrong about Fin Fang Foom being a Toho creature. Actually, says Hifumi Yamada, the ultimate fanfic creator.
Everybody was kung fu fighting.
Oddly appropriate.
Did you know that Carl Douglas didn't expect for Kung Fu Fighting to become his big single?
I can't imagine why.
It was his it was the B-side to his main single. Like, it wasn't even the main song on that single. The main song on the single was called I Want to Give You My Everything.
Oddly enough, I know that song. Also, everything okay, JKR?
Yeah, my mom just asked me to open the veranda door.
Okay.
And let's see what else. He had a follow-up to Kung Fu Fighting. You want to know what it was called?
Sure.
Dance the Kung Fu.
Someone ring the dinner bell.
Nice.
It's basically a ripoff of his own song, except this time it's trying to create a dance to it.
It's hard to quit when you're underwater.
Okay, that's funny. It's hard to quip when you're underwater.
Underwater. I just realized that he doesn't run out of air because he's a gecko.
Yeah.
That's actually pretty fucking ingenious.
Piranha? What piranha?
Sorry, I only play at weddings.
Who opened the can of whooping? It's hard to quit when you're underwater.
Like, not just the fact that they have that quip, but that they put, like, the warbly voice filter over it to make it sound like he's underwater. That's some good attention to detail on the audio side.
It definitely is.
You know what? Give me a minute. I'm gonna look up, like, who's in charge of most of this.
Piranha?
I think he's turning into Swedish Chef a little bit with the.
It's Gex Rabbit Hole time.
Now listen to me, grasshopper.
So fun fact, Dana Gold is the only person in the entire cast of this.
Yep. Only credited person in the cast.
Alright, let's see.
Obviously there were more people in the sequels. I don't know if he voiced Rez, the main villain, given that Rez only has a handful of lines. He might have, and they just put a voice filter over it. Or it could be one of those cases that was at the style at the time. I get to say it a second time. Where, like, they don't credit everyone except for, like, the celebrity voice actor that they have, and everyone else was just, like, people that worked at the studio and therefore weren't professional voice actors.
Possible.
So basically, they played second fiddle.
Like, we still don't know who voiced Morshu from Zelda CDI because he's not credited.
Damn.
Like, none of the voice actors are credited. They just have, like, their first names. And, the characters they... Like, they don't say who played who. They just list the names of the voice actors. So it took decades for people to find out, like, who voiced Ganon and who voiced the King, who voiced Link. We know who everyone except for Morshu. Because the only actor in the cast who we haven't found who they voiced yet is the guy that is most likely to have played Morshu, because, you know, process of elimination. But it's such a common name that nobody can figure out which actor with that name it is.
Yeah.
Damn.
And their closest lead for, like, the one who sounded the most like him, they couldn't ask him because he's dead.
Oh, jeez.
Yeah. The closest one they could find was a radio DJ who did impressions.
And now you know.
So yeah, there's a decades-long mystery that's still ongoing about who the hell voiced the most iconic character from the Zelda CDI games. And we can't ask the director of the Zelda CDI games because he's dead too.
Normally I'd say rest in peace, but he's the guy that brought us the CDI games.
Well, he willfully admitted that those were bad games, but he also explained, like, the development history behind them and why they turned out so bad. As well as, you know, why the animation was so deranged.
Oh, God.
A lot of it comes down to, like, they wanted to do a top-down Zelda-style game, like, you know, Zelda's traditionally known to be.
Yeah.
But Philips was like, nah, we want it to be a 2D side-scroller. We want it to be a 2D side-scrolling platformer action game, even though the Philips CDI could barely handle that. And even though the studio, Animation Magic, had never made a side-scrolling platformer before, the only games they had made were, like, adventure games, Wolfenstein clones, and a side-scrolling, like, Streets of Rage Double Dragon style beat-em-up that was also released on the CDI. So they had no idea how to design levels and environments and all this stuff for the game, and they had to work within the Philips CDI's extremely limited capabilities of what it could do for side-scrollers.
Give me a drink, bartender.
And they didn't get any help from Nintendo because Nintendo was very hands-off with the entire project. They just wouldn't give them any advice other than, like, making sure that the characters were referred, the, like, you know, legacy characters like Zelda, Link, Ganon were referred to with the correct names. and correct spellings. But everything else, like, they were just on their own.
Oh, jeez.
And if you ever wondered, like as someone who has played the Zelda CDI games now on stream, or at least the remasters of them, which are excellent, the reason that the platforming is so hard in that game is because they didn't know how to design platformer game environments because they had never done it before. The team was not made up of, you know, experienced game devs. It was mostly made up of artists. So what they would do is they would draw like hand-painted, beautiful backgrounds. And those would be the levels, and they would just apply like collision data to them. To make like, oh, this is a platform, so it's solid. But that doesn't translate well to like visually figuring out where you're gonna land, obviously.
Right.
Like, the reason that the animation is so deranged is because the cutscene animation was outsourced to a team of, it was either Russian or Ukrainian animators, because, like, this was in development right after the Berlin Wall had fallen.
Really?
And they didn't get to see the resulting animations until after they were already finished, and it was too late to have them redone.
Oh, wow.
And
Most likely Russian.
each cutscene was done by a different artist on that team, which is why the art style fluctuates so much from scene to scene.
Yep.
And one more detail is that both games were in development at the same time and were set to release on the same day. And they had a $600,000 budget split between those two games.
And Wanda Gamelon released Unplayable.
Well, they both released unplayable. They weren't unbeatable. It's just, like, you can beat them. It's just you wouldn't want to play their original releases. Track down the fan-made remasters of them, and you'll see, like, the potential they could have had. And you'll also see, like, the developer of the fan-made remasters of the Zelda CDI games went on to make RZ.
Nice.
And used what he like. When I say fan-made remasters, that's kind of a misnomer because he recreated them from the ground up in Game Maker to make it so it was natively playable on Windows.
Nice.
And he tried to replicate.
It is the excuse to use RZ.
Yep. And he tried to replicate the look and feel of them as much as possible, while also introducing his own quality of life improvements to make them actually fun to play. And added a third character to play as in both games after you beat the game, which is after you beat either game, you unlock the king as a playable character, which meant he had to create a whole new set of sprites in that style and create new gameplay for the king. So he went above and beyond. And people have asked him if he's going to remaster Hotel Mario, and he said, God, no.
We want to remaster.
I mean, that's fair.
Because apparently it was already a big enough pain in the ass to accurately recreate Link the Faces of Evil and Zelda Wand of Gamelon within Game Maker without access to the source code. Just, using sprite sheets of everything from the game and trying to recreate the look and feel and everything as accurately as possible.
You want another bit of random cursed Zelda knowledge?
Sure.
Not especially, but okay.
Is it the one about the Gerudos?
No, not that one. Did you know there's actually a kind of bizarre reason why in Breath of the Wild and TOK the Zoras are ridiculously hot?
Is it because it's mating season?
No. The reason why the Zoras were painted that or were created that way and designed that way is because one of the art directors had a huge crush on Princess Ruto. And literally sat there and thought, but what if she was hotter?
Bravo. I've got one that ties in. I got one that ties into the Fate series and a specific Hololive VTuber. Because the Hololive member Crony, not Corone, Crony, the EN member, the Time Warden, her model is designed by one of the more noteworthy artists for the Fate series, specifically for the gacha game Fate Grand Order. That artist, apart from being known for having really weird proportions for arms and legs, which you can see in Crony's model anytime she goes full body, she has like, you know, very curvy torso, but then like stick figure arms and legs. She's the artist in question. I can't remember her name because I'm not familiar with a lot of Japanese artists outside of ones from franchises I particularly like. She is known to be obsessive in detail about like boob physics and boob sizes and making sure that boobs like behave naturally like they would in real life. There was a point where one of the characters she designed was getting an official boob mouse pad, and she threw a fit in the pitch room meeting about the boobs not looking right, not being the right size, and demanding that the entire thing be redesigned from the ground up to be faithful to how the boobs should look for that character.
God.
And people have been like apparently Fate is known for having some characters with like very unrealistically big boobs that behave unrealistically. Like, you know, sticking out perfect spheres, like they look like balloons or torpedoes. But this artist, no, she draws them like, you know, hanging like they naturally would. Like they're ridiculously huge, but they behave like ridiculously huge ones would. And that's the artist that drew Crony's model.
Nice.
And threw in a walking animation toggle that makes her like saunter seductively with her boobas just jiggling, just breasting boobily all over the place.
Nice.
Which even Crony did not request that, apparently. It was just added by the artist.
Sounds about right.
All right. Chop chop.
But yeah, the reason why the Zoras are so ridiculously hot is because somebody was perving over Princess Ruto.
As a lot of people of that generation did. And as people as people who have better taste did with Midna in her true form.
I said,
Yeah.
Considering Midna in her true form is not wearing clothes. That's her skin. So many people are like, oh my god, little gremlin Midna short stack. I'm like, nah, true form Midna is slept on.
Dude, 100% agree.
Midna's the one with like who has like those two forms, the short version and then like the tall one, right?
Yes, she is the Twilight Princess from Twilight Princess.
She's the one that I sent you the picture of that statue of a few weeks ago.
Yeah, I here's the thing. I never even knew what her name was. I knew she was from Legend of Zelda, but I didn't know like what game she was from, and I didn't even know what her name was. So this is the first time I've ever heard her name.
Yeah, her name's Midna.
Okay.
Like, I haven't started Twilight Princess on my stream yet. I don't know when I'm going to. I'm planning on it soon, since we basically dropped Skyward Sword. But spoiler alert, Zelda is not the Twilight Princess like you're meant to believe she is.
Yeah, Midna refers to her as the Twilight Princess jokingly in one scene, even though she knows she isn't.
So, just a bit of a spoiler for you there, JKR.
Spoiler for this,
Whatever.
as of next year, 20-year-old game.
Don't do this to me! That game is not 20 years old!
You're right, it's 19 years old.
I will not have an existential crisis on your stream.
That's what, but that's what I do best, is causing existential crises.
I was at the midnight launch of that game. Fuck you! I stood in line to buy a Wii and that game. Went to my friend's house, and we all played it together and got to the part where you become Wolf Link. There's no fucking way that was 20 years ago.
I mean,
Do this.
I've got one for you that does involve something actually being 20 years old. The Xbox 360 came out 20 years ago.
Oh my gosh.
Yeah.
That's old as hell.
I scared him off. I made him crumble to dust.
Quit making people crumble to dust.
The GameStop, they had a sample of King Kong the game based off the Peter Jackson movie, showing off the Xbox 360s.
It's also the 20th anniversary of Peter Jackson's King Kong, and by extension, the 20th anniversary of Peter Jackson's King Kong, the official movie, the official game of the movie, which is the full title of that game.
Breaking slowly.
I'm a young furret, god damn it!
Nope, you're an old man for it. You're the eldest of us
Sorry,
here,
Fred.
so
How did I get this disease? What are my treatment options?
And you may ask yourself,
How will this affect my loved ones?
and you may say to yourself,
You may be entitled to.
I had the highest score on the demo! They gave me 50% off a copy of it, and I didn't even have a 360!
I got one more for you that's going to make all of us feel old. This year, if I'm getting my dates correct, it may be this year or it may be 2 years from now. Either way, we're coming up on it. 20th anniversary of the special editions. 30th anniversary of the special editions, rather. 30 years of Han shoots first. Debates.
Oh. Dad's okay, Yuffie, he's just old.
He's okay, he's just having an existential crisis.
when is he having an existential crisis?
Whenever I'm not present. Also, in 2 years, the original Star Wars turns 50.
Oh wow.
That doesn't impact me as much because I was still just a kid when certain things came out. So
Space Ghost Coast to Coast turned 30 last year, which is why they had that month-and-a-half long live stream.
I'm really excited about a certain parody movie coming back.
Scary movie?
Oh, Spaceballs?
Spaceballs, hell yeah.
Yes. I didn't want to say the word balls on stream, but I remembered it's this stream.
Why are you afraid to say the word balls out of everything we've said?
I don't know. That's what I'm confused about right now. Normally, I'm okay to do certain things, but apparently
We have
not
said
that.
so many worse things than just the word balls as part of a title of a movie.
Yeah, I'm excited about Spaceballs too, though.
Hell yeah.
Hell yeah. The fact that Rick Moranis is coming out of retirement?
Yeah, just for that movie.
The fact that Mel Brooks has said he's already filmed his scenes just to make sure they get done.
Good. I don't want them to have to Rise of Skywalker it by using random outtakes that have no anything to do with the actual movie and then just CGIing his head onto someone else's body and making it look uncanny as fuck and making it come off like just wrong, like everything in that movie did. But especially that where you can tell that Carrie Fisher was not present for those.
Yeah. There's a lot of
I get what they were going for, it just didn't work.
Honestly, they should have done what I would have done after Carrie Fisher passed. And that was like kill Leia off screen. And like have the opening crawl mention that she has passed and the rebellion is falling.
Yeah, instead of puppeting around her CGI corpse. I don't mean that as like a specific insult against that movie, even though this is a specific example of it. I'm very against the trend of like using CGI or other such things to bring back people who have been dead for years for like a scene in a movie that they were not alive to film.
Yeah.
It comes off as like really disrespectful to the dead for me.
Yeah. The only time like I personally was like, okay, that's fine, is when they did it in Rogue One, and that's because she was played by her daughter.
Yeah.
Billy Lord. And I'm
Not
like,
to mention the fact is,
and it looked more convincing than what they did with Grand Moff Tarkin.
yeah, I was gonna say let JKR.
never mind.
No, say it.
Sorry, I was just gonna.
Oh,
say
did I
that,
beat you to it?
You basically beat me to it.
Okay.
But
Yeah, no, Grand Moff Tarkin.
Moff-
Yeah, sorry.
And I'm just like, honestly, they should have just quit while they were ahead.
Also, Carrie Fisher wasn't dead when they filmed that. It was just, she hadn't died yet. It was just, we need a young Carrie Fisher, but we don't have a young Carrie Fisher anymore.
Yeah, I mean, and yeah, she did provide the voice too.
Yeah. Like, it was a case of, like, rather than having her record the line for that, they used old archival footage from the voiceover recording sessions for the original Star Wars for that.
Yep.
So it sounds
So it was
authentically
early AI.
like a young Leia instead of like using AI or something like that.
So it was an early AI. Gotcha.
No, it's not AI.
Okay.
It's actual recording of her that was just unused in the original Star Wars, and they repurposed it for Rogue One. That's common, and that's common. Like a lot of James Earl Jones's audio in the Lion King remake, even though they advertised it as like he's playing Mufasa again and he can still do it, a lot of his lines sound noticeably different, and it's because it's out to, like unused audio from the original Lion King recording sessions.
But I will sit here and I will die on the hill that Rogue One was, despite the whole thing with Grand Moff Tarkin, which I agree was very disrespectful to, wasn't Peter O'Toole, was it?
It was Peter Cushing.
Peter Cushing, yeah. Very disrespectful to Peter Cushing, but I will still sit here and die on the hill that Rogue One is single-handedly the greatest Star Wars movie we've ever gotten.
I like Rogue One a lot, especially because, like, it's not your traditional Star Wars movie in that it feels like a war movie rather than a fantasy.
Yeah, espionage.
It's very detached from the typical, like, space fairy tale kind of thing that Star Wars usually is, and I like that.
Yeah. But go ahead, JKR. You keep trying to say stuff and you keep getting...
Sorry about that, dude.
That's fine. That's fine. All I was gonna say is that honestly, I feel like I think Rogue One would have done better, in my opinion, if they would just have not bothered with trying to nostalgia bait everybody with CG recreations of Carrie Fisher, or young Carrie Fisher at least, and Peter Cushing, because honestly, I feel like they really tried to really link the two. They tried really hard to link it to being like a prequel, like the direct prequel, like the events happening just prior to A New Hope, and I feel like honestly, it should have just been its own thing. It didn't have to be what it was, and honestly, it shouldn't have been what it was.
I mean, it's a
fine what it is.
It's a better explanation. It's a better canon explanation of how they got the Death Star plans than Dark Forces.
I mean, fair.
Because Dark Forces, the first level is you getting the Death Star plans, and they're just like lying out in the open. You just steal them and get out, and then it's never mentioned again for the entirety of Dark Forces.
And it actually does it. And it actually does explain like a very short line of dialogue about how she mentions that these something about like she mentions the team that went after these plans was lost.
She said, and that's the problem, is that actually that Rogue One makes that line make no sense now, because the line is many Bothans died to give us these plans or something like that.
That's Return of the Jedi.
That's Return of the Jedi, not A New Hope.
Are you sure?
Yes, that's Return of the Jedi.
Oh, okay.
Because that's the first appearance of whatever the fuck her name is.
Mon Mothma.
Yeah.
Yeah, Mon Mothma.
Mon Mothma, not to be confused with Mon Mothra.
Yes.
Who does not exist, but is another shitty pun. And now I want someone to draw a fan art of Mothra dressed up as Mon Mothma.
And besides, Rogue One gave us single-handedly one of the greatest characters of all time.
I mean, K2SO is awesome. I'm not gonna deny that.
I was also going to say Andor.
I don't really care about Andor whatsoever. I mean, like, to me, he's just a nothing character. I can't even sit through the show, honestly. Sorry to those who love it, I just couldn't sit through it.
We stand K2SO.
Yeah, K2SO is awesome. I just didn't care for Andor himself or the show, because I did try to watch Andor, but it just was just too boring for me. I'm sorry. I think it was just like too slow of a burn to get started. I might go back. Excuse me. I might go back to it later, but that's when I actually have some time on my hands. Right now,
also,
I'm just too busy.
season 2 does explain how him and Kitso met.
Yeah, I know. I heard about how they explain it in the show.
But does it explain why kids love Cinnamon Toast Crunch?
Not you two, Ari.
Oh, God. I was just sitting here reveling in the fact that I'm not the one that made the joke this time. It only took 20 fucking years.
I still blame you for it. It's you put that in her head.
Bird's just a bad influence. We all know this.
Yes, so at the end of the day, it's all for its fault.
That's fair. That's the motto at work, too.
I thought the motto at work was "Oh we oh yo."
That too.
Sorry, that's not the motto. That's the corporate chant.
I mean, honestly, first, the difference is here it's true, there it's not.
Then again, what is truth other than decided by whoever's in power? The answer is verifiable things that happened.
So how about them Mets?
It's about the Mets!
Mets?
I don't know, I was just trying to transition into something.
You've been having one too many existential crises for one night.
You failed miserably first.
Existential crises.
Oh, God. I think you should really stop picking on Fur tonight. I think he's had enough.
It's not that it's not that I'm intentionally picking on him. It's you that intentionally picks on him. It's just whenever I say, it's like I keep accidentally sending him down these like nightmare rabbit holes that make him question his own mortality. I'm like, I'm not doing that on purpose. I just have that effect on people.
I just do it because I just pick on Fur because it's funny. And you know, Fur, I don't mean any of it.
What's that? I couldn't hear you over the sound of how old I am.
What's that? I couldn't hear you over the deafness.
What's that, Sonny? Could you speak up into the microphone, please? It's today.
You know, you joking about that reminds me of something that one of my favorite YouTubers of like my formative internet years, Ashens, looked at when he was doing one of his like just videos of stuff he got from Poundland, which, if you don't know, Poundland is basically the British Dollar Tree. You missed.
I didn't even see anything go.
I know, nothing fell, so you missed.
You know what? Fuck it. I'll use something that I can't miss.
Don't do the squish.
Who said I was going to do the squish?
Because I know. Oh. Fair enough.
But anyway, he was looking at some stuff he got from Poundland, and one of them was like an acoustic speaker, as in something that's not electronic, that you hook up to your phone to make it louder. And you know what it was, basically, in terms of design and functionality?
Oh, God.
What was it?
One of those old-timey ear trumpets. You know, the things that, like, it was trumpet-shaped and you would, like, hold it up to your ear and someone would speak into it and it would amplify the sound so deaf people can hear you. It was that being sold for £1 as a phone accessory.
Oh, God.
Or should I get with you? Should I get one of those for you one day for your birthday? Like when you turn, over the hill.
They advertised that it was compatible with all phones.
I would totally shove it up your ass.
I would totally do it as a gag gift.
Like I said, you could try. It just depends on how far I could shove it up your ass.
Whoa, we're getting into butt stuff now? I mean, we were talking about a giant asshole earlier.
Damn.
That one's on you for it. I didn't say anything this time.
Come on, Jake, it's Chinatown.
I'm gonna have to bail out. My leg is killing me. But I will see y'all, I guess, tomorrow if I can hop in for a little bit.
Okay.
Miles, have you tried not having a leg?
Have you tried not hurting yourself for once in your life?
Hey, I didn't plan for this, okay?
You typically don't plan on injuring yourself, but you keep doing it anyways.
Hey.
Have you tried turning it off and on?
I was going to go get freaking some cards from a friend, and then I ended up getting hurt. So I had to cancel that. I was so upset.
Have you tried turning it off and on?
In all seriousness, get some rest, Miles.
Have you tried unplugging it and plugging it back in? And by this, I mean unseating your leg from the socket and then reseating it.
Yeah, I've tried that. It doesn't work.
God, that sounds painful just listening.
It really does, yeah.
All right, guys. I'll probably tomorrow I'll be on my laptop with my headset and everything like that, so the quality won't be as good than being at my desktop like I am today.
I mean this lovingly. Go drown yourself in painkillers and get some sleep.
I already took a few, so I'm gonna go just lay down and see if my leg just gets.
Put some Windex on it; it'll be fine.
Next time you have pain,
that's the only thing that stuck with me from that movie, My Big Fat Greek Wedding.
Whatever. I'll see you guys later.
Later.
See ya.
I'll admit, I wasn't expecting a Big Fat Greek Wedding reference today.
I reference that a lot in my daily life and on stream. And, like, it's the only thing that I can remember from that movie.
To be fair, I don't remember anything of that movie except for it randomly starred one of the NSYNC people. Because back in the day, when that movie came out, NSYNC was like still.
Yeah, it was like
popular.
pre-Justin going solo.
Yeah.
Also, did you know one of the NSYNC members voiced Sephiroth?
Yep, Lance Bass.
Lance Bass voiced Sephiroth in Kingdom Hearts 1. No one knows why, not even Lance Bass.
It was actually because they wanted to capitalize on popularity.
It's even funnier because Sephiroth doesn't have a spoken dialogue, just like battle noises.
Oh yeah, you going to reinflate yourself anytime soon?
I would prefer if you don't. I would prefer if you don't ask me to inflate myself.
I'm sorry, that's not the way I meant to.
I mean, you do you, but I am not going to partake in your fetish. Okay.
Are you sure he doesn't have any spoken lines?
I mean, he doesn't have any spoken lines in the story or in his intro cutscene. He just says stuff in battle, like, attack names.
Okay, I was about to say, because I'm pretty sure he said something along the lines of, allow me to bring you despair and shit.
Yeah,
like
that's a line he says before unleashing, like, basically a one-hit kill move. But that's about it. The rest is just, like, damage grunts or, like, sword-swinging grunts.
Yep, and again, the only reason they did that was to capitalize on the fact that, hey guys, we got Lance Bass in the cast!
That's also why they cast Mandy Moore, who at the time was more known for singing, as Aerith in that game.
Yep.
Which, ironically, she would come back in a different Kingdom Hearts game to voice a completely different character.
Shadow Dragon.
She came back in Kingdom Hearts 3 to voice Rapunzel.
Oh yeah. I just forgot she was the voice of Rapunzel, just in general.
She had a brief music career and then switched to acting and actually found success in that.
Yep. She also stated that she absolutely hated voicing Aerith.
Yet, the direction for her and the writing for her was very bad. That was the writing for Aerith in that whole era, not just in Kingdom Hearts, but in all stuff she appeared in, was really bad. Because it was like, they didn't write her like Aerith. They wrote her like the fandom, like what the fandom thought Aerith was like. Like, they wrote her as having, like, none of the sassiness that she's supposed to have. She was just like, the incorruptible pureness, when Aerith is very much not that.
Right.
Have a good night, Shadow Dragon.
Have a good night, Shadow Dragon.
One of these days, I will travel from the future to your time and kick your ass for all these stupid innuendos you're throwing my way.
Technically, I'm the one in the future, so you would have to travel from the past into the future.
Actually, his present is my past.
And my present is your past, therefore the past to your past. So we've got multiple time streams going on here, which we should not cross. Because otherwise, dogs and cats living together, mass hysteria.
Ari, you're in
This man has no dick.
We're in now. We're in now. What happened now is now then.
Everything you're seeing now is what's happening now.
But what happened to then?
We're past it.
When?
Just now.
It's now.
We'll go back to then.
We can't.
Why not?
We missed it.
When?
Just now.
That's one of my favorite gags in Spaceballs.
Okay,
Go ahead, sorry.
Ari, here's the thing. Your present is my future. My present is your past.
Yes, that is how linear time works.
All I'm saying is that you misspoke and said that.
Well, I didn't know you were referring to Shadow Dragon. Is the thing. You never said Shadow Dragon. You just said you. You said goodnight, Shadow Dragon, and then I thought you were talking to me after that because you didn't say Shadow Dragon. You said I'm going to travel from the future to the past and get you. I didn't know you were referring still to Shadow Dragon.
I mean, if I'm saying it in the same breath as Shadow Dragon, I would.
You didn't say it in the same breath. There was a brief pause in between, and you're also forgetting that I do not claim to be a genius.
Yeah, well, next time mind your own damn business.
It's my stream. All of this is my business. Especially since the innuendos involve me tangentially. The best kind of involvement.
My favorite bit. Spaceballs. My favorite bit from Spaceballs is the whole thing of. Can I have a minute to please, sir?
Oh yeah, the Michael Winslow bit.
Yeah. What is it, Private? I don't have radar, sir. You don't need that. We're right here. He rips the fucking control console off.
That is the only thing I've seen with Michael Winslow because I've never seen Police Academy.
The funny thing is, apparently, they had absolutely no fucking idea what Michael Winslow was gonna do. And if you pay close enough attention, you can see Rick Moranis, like, I think at one point he closes the Dark Helmet mask because he's cracking up.
Yeah, a lot of I've seen some behind-the-scenes stuff on that movie from the old DVD release, and there was a lot of improv dialogue. Like, there's an alternate take of a scene, like the scene where President Scrooge tells Dark Helmet, to keep the mask up because he always gets the feeling that he's making fun of him when it's down. There's an alternate take of that where President Scrooge instead says, "Put that mask up. You look like a damn cockroach."
I also really like the whole assholes bit.
Yeah, that's my favorite.
I used to be able to quote that entire thing word for word.
Another one of my favorites, of course, is merchandising, where the real money from the movie is made.
Spaceballs the lunchbox. Spaceballs the breakfast cereal. Spaceballs the flamethrower.
This one's real popular with the kids.
I like none of that actually was able.
Yeah, none of it was actually released, and that's why there's so much Spaceballs branded everything from that point on in the movie. Because part of the condition for George Lucas assisting with making the sets and props and costumes and effects and stuff for Spaceballs was that they don't make any Spaceballs merchandise because it could potentially be seen as like bootleg Star Wars merchandise.
Hilariously enough, that's George Lucas's favorite bit out of the entire movie.
Also, George Lucas, it's also the merchandising related to Star Wars is the entire reason that we got sequels to Star Wars. Because, like, through some masterful contract negotiation, and this is also why there's so much Star Wars merchandise and always has been, 20th Century Fox was so unsure that, like, they were so sure that Star Wars was just going to be another B movie that's not going to be anything special, that they gave George Lucas, like, damn near 100% of the merchandising profits in his contract for the Star Wars IP ownership.
Yep.
Which is why he merchandised it to everyone and everything imaginable. And put sequels into production and spin-offs into production so there would be more characters to make more merchandise of. because he was getting, that's where he got all of his riches off of, was the merchandise.
Yep, still is to this day.
Yeah, he still has those merchandising rights. Like, say what you want about his storytelling, dude's a master at knowing how to, like, market and merchandise a series.
Part of the stipulation of Disney running Star Wars is they're not allowed to get any profit off of the product merchandising, no matter what it is.
Yep. He's holding onto that like it were, you know, like his life depended on it.
Dude's a fucking genius when it comes to that kind of stuff.
Yeah.
Hilariously, that's actually why we have the character of Jar Jar.
Yep.
He wanted to create a heavily marketable character that he was sure everyone would love and want to buy all the merchandise of.
One of my favorite things is related to George Lucas just being kind of unhinged is the whole reason why Starkiller from The Force Unleashed doesn't have a Sith title, even though by all rights he should. It's because whenever they came up with like new past lore characters for like, you know, ancient Sith or just new Sith Lords in general, they had to get the names for like the Sith names for them approved by George Lucas, or like go with names that he suggested that they would have to pick from. And the names that he gave them to pick from for a Sith title for Starkiller, if he were to be a true Sith, were so unambiguously terrible, like there was no good option among them, that they decided, no, we're just gonna give him like a call sign instead of a Sith name. And just have it be so he's not an official Sith Lord. The two names they gave, that they were given to choose between for Sith titles for him, were Darth Insanius and Darth Icky.
Okay, so I slightly take it back. George Lucas might be a little unhinged.
Oh, yeah.
Just a little bit, though, not by much.
But yeah, that's the reason why Starkiller isn't an official Sith, even though by all rights he should be.
Yeah. I was just saying, in all fairness, George Lucas is completely 100% unhinged. That doesn't mean he's not a fucking genius.
Yep. Crazy and genius do often overlap.
If crazy equals genius, then I'm a fucking arsonist.
I didn't say it equals genius, I said they often overlap.
Rika? I heard arsonist. Where? Where's Rika?
I didn't say arsonist, I said...
No, JKR.
He's talking about... Yeah, I said arsonist.
Oh, I didn't hear you.
Fucking arsonist.
He said if what was it? If crazy was genius, then he'd be an arsonist.
The exact words I said, if crazy equals genius, then I'm a fucking arsonist. It's from Panic at the Disco's Crazy Equals Genius.
I don't listen to Panic at the Disco, I listen to good music.
Surprisingly enough, that's like, that one song is like, I don't know why, it's like the only song from Panic at the Disco that's on my playlist in general. That's the only one I actually ever listen to anymore.
I listen to good music like Nitro. You know, the hair metal band that wasn't even a one-hit wonder because their one hit was like so over the top hair metal that like it borders on self-parody. And also the music video for it is not available in anything above 240p resolution because no one gives a shit about Nitro. The guitarist from Nitro is more famous than the band Nitro itself is.
God.
The guitarist from Nitro, by the way, being the legendary Michelangelo Badio, who, in the music video and in live performances of their one hit, Freight Train, plays a four-necked guitar.
Oh, jeez.
And it's one that he built himself and that he does actually play. And in live shows, he's upgraded the four-neck guitar. And when I say four-necked, I don't mean like, you know, you see those old double-neck guitars from like prog rock bands where it's like one guitar with two necks on one side.
JKR just DC'd.
Oh.
I didn't hear what he said before he DC'd. He said something.
I think I just heard him say, Discord has stroke, he said.
I was about to text him and say, like, hey, are you okay?
This time it's just Discord that's not okay. And Discord has not been okay for, like, about a month now. It's been having various issues.
I don't know what the hell happened.
I will say, all the issues that Discord's been having for the past month or so just so happened to coincide with their original CEO leaving the company going public on the stock market, and their new CEO that replaced their old CEO being a former Activision executive.
Activision!
Activision presents Bad Connections. Instead of Crash Bandicoot 5, you get a program crash. The most devious plan that I could come up with.
Am I the only one who said that Crash Bandicoot 4 flopped spectacularly?
It didn't flop spectacularly. It's just that Activision's, as usual, Activision's sales projections were too high compared to what was realistically going to happen.
Yeah.
Because,
They
like,
did that on purpose because they didn't want to make Crash 5.
well, they were going to make Crash 5 on the contingent that Crash 4 sell. Yeah, it sold 5 million units, and they still weren't happy with it because they thought, like, well, Crash Insane Trilogy sold way more, but, like, Crash Insane Trilogy was 3 games for a much lower price. Whereas Crash 4 was 1 game for a higher price, and it was the first new entry in an otherwise dead franchise in nearly a decade. So, of course, the sales projections need to be more realistic. Also, hi, Coffee Pot, you missed out on a boatload of shipping material today, so you'll have to check the VOD for that. As well as JKR digging his hole deeper and deeper.
And you totally shouldn't go back and clip those when the VOD's available.
Shut up for it.
Wink. I'm saying he shouldn't do it. I'm on your side on this one. Wink.
Sure you are.
Anyways, ready to see the boss of the Kung Fu world?
Come on, Jake, it's Chinatown.
Hell yeah. Is it that fruit monster thing that's been following us?
No.
No.
That's just James. It's Gamera!
Oh, God. I don't know what I expected.
Now the question is he changing sizes, or is he just going between the foreground and the background?
One thing I never could remember is Gamera male or female?
Gamera's male.
That's weird, because I've heard a lot of people refer to him as female for whatever reason.
I don't know.
But again, I mean, it's like, I don't know why.
I think it also depends on which Gamera you're talking about, because there's Showa Gamera, there's Heisei Gamera.
Oh, yeah. I keep forgetting that there's multiple Gamera.
Just like there's multiple Godzillas.
Yeah, that's fair.
Interestingly enough, if the rumors are true, the next Godzilla movie might actually give us something we've been vying for years.
And
I'm talking decades. They might actually get Gamera in it.
Yeah, Gamera and Godzilla have crossed over in like stage shows, but not in movies so far.
Yeah.
Honestly, I feel like the Legendary Pictures movies are just. I hate to be that guy, and I don't mean to be like very like I love the Godzilla movies from Legendary Pictures. I just don't think they're as good as they once were. I think they peaked at King of the Monsters, and then
Well, King of the Monsters is a hard act to follow.
Yeah, but it's
Honestly,
like, I'm talking about like the effects and everything. I was watching the movie and I was like feeling like the effects look so cheaper compared to what we saw before. I don't know, maybe it's just me, but I could have sworn the effects.
It happens to coincide with the publishing of those movies switching from like as part of being able to cross over with King Kong, WB took over financing those movies and distributing them.
Oh,
I did like Kong versus Godzilla.
I haven't seen it yet.
I refuse to watch it. Oh yeah, you were saying
versus
first?
Godzilla. I said Kong versus Godzilla was really good in that it gave us exactly what we wanted with it. I won't spoil anything, but I will say the one that came out recently was garbage. Like, they honestly should not have called it King Kong versus Godzilla 2 or whatever the fuck they called it.
It was Kong X Godzilla, A New Empire.
Yeah, they shouldn't have called it that. It should have just been called Kong, A New Empire, because Godzilla's barely in it.
Like, I haven't seen a lot of the MonsterVerse stuff past Kong Skull Island, but my understanding is, like, they don't really know what to do with Godzilla as a character. They use him more as, like, a set piece.
That's the thing. A lot of people complained about the original, like the one that came out years ago.
2014?
The 2014 one?
Yeah, the 2014 one.
Well, the thing that people complained about in the 2014 one is that he was barely in it.
Which is actually a stupid complaint to have, because it's actually very much in time with the original Godzilla movies.
Yeah. Especially the 1954 one. He was barely in that one until the halfway mark. And even then, he disappears for big chunks of it. I say that as an ardent fan of Showa-era Godzilla, and especially 54.
Yep. Same here. And that's what I'm saying, is like a lot of people that were complaining about that, their argument was, Godzilla's like the star of the shows. He's always been the star of the originals. And I'm like, my brothers in Christ, if you actually go back and watch the original Godzillas, the entire plot of those movies was giant evil monster shows up. Humans have no idea what the fuck to do about it. Godzilla shows up in the last 20 minutes and kicks its ass.
Or in the case of Godzilla versus Mechagodzilla, a fake Godzilla shows up and wreaks havoc until the real Godzilla shows up and is like, yo, what the fuck? Identity theft is a crime.
Honestly, one thing I want to see from future Godzilla movies, like, and this is like if they actually do this at all. The one thing that will really get me back into the good graces, or get them back into my good graces, is what is it? Showing Kaiser Ghidorah. Actually,
well,
like,
Kaiser Ghidorah's was an anniversary creation for Final Wars, which is why he hasn't appeared since then.
No, I get that, but we've had.
But you're right; it is too cool of a monster design to not use again. Just like how it's disappointing, but also understandable due to some rights issues involved, that we haven't seen Biollante much.
Yeah, that's true. Biollante, we haven't seen her since I think her debut movie. And
she's appeared in a couple games, but that's in like comics and stuff, but not in any movies.
Yeah.
She's also rumored to be in the next one.
Yeah.
because they set her up in New Empire. Like they set up the character. Yeah, they set up the character of Violente, or at least the person that becomes Violente. But they never she never becomes Violente in the movie.
Meanwhile, I'm like, give us Hedorah so we can have a modern take on the scene of Godzilla flying through the air by propelling himself with his atomic breath while like the sexiest horn jazz music plays. That is the best scene in any Godzilla movie ever, and I will not hear otherwise.
If I recall correctly, wasn't Godzilla versus Hedorah? Wasn't Hedorah the pollution monster from outer space?
Yeah, not from outer space. Birthed from pollution.
Oh, I thought he was like. I thought the idea
no, he's
was
not from outer space. Like, he is like microbes that were mutated by the pollution in the harbor.
Oh, because I remember like the idea is that his base form, like underneath all that pollution, is basically like this little tadpole-esque thing.
Yeah,
it eventually grows and mutates into the blob that is Hedorah.
Yeah, and even that is like all of that is just born from pollution because the movie is one big anti-pollution message.
No, I know that, but I swear I thought the idea was that the radiation that like I thought it was like radiation from outer space that caused.
No, it has nothing to do with outer space for once.
For once, oh wow! I mean, it's been a while since I've seen that movie, so.
Nah, it's all that good old toxic waste that does that.
Because I remember it was I remember watching it on TV when Sanguli had the rights to air it once, but that was a while ago, and he hasn't re-aired it since.
Yeah, because the ownership for a lot of the Showa era movies has changed over the years.
Yeah, I get that. So
part of it is that they're just trying to unite all of the movies that they can under one distributor instead of having it split across multiple.
That makes sense. That totally makes sense.
Because, like, in the 2000s, it was a complete Wild West of who could distribute Godzilla movies. And, like, the 90s, but especially the 2000s, because, like, you had two different, on shelves at the same time, two different releases of Showa-era movies that were split across Classic Media, the company that's mostly known for distributing Rocky and Bullwinkle, which is now a division of Universal, and TriStar distributed the other Showa-era movies as well as all the Millennium-era movies. Except for Godzilla 2000, which was distributed by, I want to say it was Sony.
I'm here to pick up my lunch.
So yeah, it was really weird.
Sorry. Did he just say what I think he said?
What?
What'd you think he said?
That he's here to pick up his laundry.
I think he did. Remember, this whole world has been incredibly racist.
Okay. I just wanted to make sure I was hearing it correctly. We never did get that disclaimer up.
Nah, because I didn't feel like putting up a text disclaimer on screen because that takes extra work. And I have to make sure it's on the right layer.
Yeah.
And I have to make sure it's a good readable font.
And that just takes time out of gameplay, so...
Yeah, I didn't want to pause the stream and have to put up a text overlay. I could create one that we could, like, pop up on command in the future.
Higher, lower.
Fair enough.
Okay, massage joke in the Asian town world. Higher, lower.
Oh, God.
Please tell me that when we defeat Toxic Turtle, we're not going to get a joke about happy endings in our E-rated game.
Oh, God. I hope we do.
I mean, this is Gex. They've gotten away with so much with an E rating. The only one that got higher than E rating was the third Gex game, and that's because it had live-action footage of Agent Extra as a side character who was played by a Playboy model. And because the end of Gex 3, spoilers for Gex 3, Deep Cover Gecko, ends with Gex having Gex with her.
Nice.
The question is, did he wear protection or was it unprotected Gex?
The answer is Gex.
The answer is always Gex, because Gex is the answer to many of life's great mysteries. Like, why are we here?
Because it's Gex night.
No, I mean, why are we...
We're gonna beat Toxic Turtle.
Toxic Turtle's a hard fight because it's all about, like, landing on top of it with the spring move, it seems. Which the hitbox on it's a bit wonky. And I'm guessing you can't... From what I can tell, you can't hit him when he's flashing red, except for when you can. And it just seems to decide when he's vulnerable. He also moves fast.
I'm sorry, there was just something funny about... You can't hit him unless you can.
Yeah, that's genuinely how it works, is like, you can't hit him unless it decides you're allowed to hit him. Hey, he mentioned Gamera!
You heard it here, folks, everyone! You heard it here! Gamera mentioned!
Gamera mentioned!
Sorry, I only cry at weddings.
Oh, so Gex has one of those contracts like Rock the Dwayne Johnson has, where he's never allowed to be portrayed as emotionally vulnerable.
Without that shell,
Fine.
naked lizard. Probably think that hurts. Ow!
Got my eyes, I can't see.
It's a good thing this game showers you in lives, because otherwise I would have game overed by now.
Say, this is a very generous game.
Yeah, like I've died this many times, I still have 29 lives left.
Jesus.
No, Gex.
Sorry, I sometimes get our Lord and Saviors mixed up.
That's what I call getting some tail.
Excuse me for it. Do you have a moment to talk about our Lord and Savior, Gex, the Gecko?
He's a gecko with sunglasses!
I don't know where to go with this joke, I'm sorry.
One of my I like that the bomb he drops isn't just like, you know, random explosive coming out of the shell. He sheds his tail and drops it.
Oh, that has to hurt.
And then regrows it.
Gross.
Nyeh. Propane.
Gotten a little cocky since we beat the hare.
Propane. Propane accessories.
Who opened the can of whoop ass?
He says ass a lot for an E-rated game.
Yeah. I mean, to be fair, Mega Man X4 was a rated E, and it says damn multiple times.
Come on, Jake, it's Chinatown.
And yet, Shadow the Hedgehog got a T for teen.
Nope, it got an E10 Plus. They cut it down from a T because E10 Plus came out mid-development.
Ah,
Yes, I'm here to pick up my lunch.
There's some scenes that were trimmed down, mainly the scene of Maria getting shot. So you no longer see the moment that she gets shot. You just hear, like, you see her turn around, you see the gunman pull out his gun, you hear the gunshot and it fades to black, whereas before it would show her, like, taking the bullet and falling backwards. And some of the swearing was toned down and replaced with alternate takes.
I'm invincible.
Jason Griffith, the voice of Shadow and Sonic in that game, has confirmed that there is extra audio in the 4Kids archives from when 4Kids was dubbing these games from Shadow the Hedgehog's production of him saying much harsher swears because they didn't know what rating that they were going to get, so they decided, let's go with some harsher swears just in case. So he has confirmed there is official audio out there of Sonic and Shadow saying fuck.
Nice.
That will never be released. It's also the only time we hear Sonic swear in a game. If you fail the Stage 2 Dark Path mission, well, Stage 2 after you take the Dark Path in Stage 1, because it's weird to say, like, oh, this is level 2 when there's 3 level 2s. The one where you have to, like, take out the alien tank before it escapes, and that's the one that you do with Sonic. If you fail that one, Sonic says, damn, it got away! Also, among, speaking of, weirdly adult moments in Sonic stuff that's official and not just, like, shit posts or fan edits, in one of the shots of the Sonic OVA when they're battling Metal Robotnik, Sonic flips him off.
Yeah, he does. And that's the funny thing. I've never noticed that.
In certain edits of, in certain older VHS releases of it, they digitally edited it to add a second finger, so it looks like he's, giving him the double fingers.
God.
The British finger.
Oh, jeez.
Ah, yes, the British finger. The less offensive of the fingers.
Well, it's more offensive if you're in Europe. Because that one was, the origin of that one is that was used to taunt archers that had lost their fingers in war.
Oh, jeez.
Yep.
And there's also a victory animation in Super Mario RPG that was censored internationally because it was Bowser doing, like, the up yours fist pumping motion.
Gotten a little cocky since we beat the hare?
Is it me, or does this thing get, like, bigger and smaller depending on...
It gets bigger the more damage it takes.
Okay.
It's just you.
Big rocket turtle go bye-bye.
I wish.
Totally.
I wish. We've been here too long.
Yeah.
Can we just reach the climax of this fight already and then probably cuddle afterwards?
As I oft say in my streams sometimes, man, I'm getting tired of this part of the game.
Oh, come on!
That was bullshit!
Like I said, the hitboxes for this fight are weird.
You can do it. I believe in you.
My name is
You saw that, right, Ferd?
Yes.
Saw that.
We all saw that.
Saw that bullshit.
Nah, JKR, I didn't see anything.
I didn't see any bullshit, but I did see an unfair death.
This one's for Johnny. It's tail time.
There's not even a bull here. Where would the bullshit come from?
I'm not gonna get into it with you guys.
Well, nice to see Gamera get another gig.
There's not a bull here, but there is a goat, at least in the chat.
Now listen
on my neck.
Besides, when you said did you see that? Like, what were you talking about? Were you talking about like the turtle dying while also killing me? Because in that case,
Yes.
what turtle are you talking about? There's no turtle.
What have we been fighting this whole time?
The passage of time itself, the encroaching age and heat death of the universe.
Or just for its inevitable, inevitable age.
Where are you going with this, JKR?
I don't think he knows where he's going with this.
Yeah, I don't even know where I was gonna go with this. Anyway.
I know where I'm going with this.
As I said, tread carefully.
I may see, in the process of me setting up this joke that involves me denying the existence of the turtle, I may have said some things that I may or may not believe to be true.
Okay, Space Ghost.
So, you lied. The alleged lie that may or may not have occurred, that's just a parasite that lives in my neck.
Oh my god.
Why, yes, I'm here to pick up my lunch.
Whew.
That's still one of my favorite non sequiturs from Space Ghost, from what I've seen. Because it's like, out of all the things he could have said, parasite that lives in my neck was not on the list of things that I expected as a punchline. But of course, I know what JKR's favorite episode is out of the ones I've shown him.
Your son's a moron!
Well, aside from the Fire Ant episode, especially with the context of the 10-minute chase, of the 10-minute following the Fire Ant scene that was in the original broadcast.
Yeah.
I shiver with fear. I ache with disease. I am Bat Mantis.
Gotten a little cocky since you beat the hair?
Aw.
The timing of Gex was just perfect there.
Gex has been pretty on par tonight.
Yeah, he's been knocking it out of the park with the one-liners, especially with the timing. The only thing he forgot to do was say, "I'm dunny with the funny." Let us never speak of this again. The name of the trophy is It Slices and Dices.
Oh, jeez.
Okay, surprisingly, he didn't say anything overly racist. Not a
Just
sentence
wait.
I expected to speak today.
Hooray, Gex defeated racism.
Hello, cutie.
All right, we're gonna enter the final world, Resopolis, and we're gonna save here. Because after 3 hours, which I'm sure at least half an hour of was just fighting that one boss, I've had my fill of our Gexual activities tonight. I need some time to recharge and recover.
Aww.
So we can get right back into the...
So we can have some more hardcore Gex tomorrow night.
Oh, sad I won't be around for that.
But yes, that's that's our Gexual activities for tonight. And we had a lot of fun with it, I would like to say, on behalf of everyone.
Oh, yeah.
I speak for everyone,
Oh,
of
yeah.
course, when I say that, because it is my right to do so.
Okay.
Hush for it. I'm speaking for you.
Sorry. Here is your reminder. Restart mates.
Anyways, let's see who we're going to raid tonight. We're going to raid Grim Navalis, who is... do you have a redeem that you want? If you have a Guide the Raid redeem that you want to do, then go ahead.
Honestly, it was Grim Novalis, because I was thinking, like, yeah, they might as well raid them.
Yeah, they are playing Uno in Tabletop Simulator.
Nice.
Nice.
The most,
One of these days,
given that there is an official Uno game, I like that they're not playing Uno in the Uno game. They're playing Uno through a Tabletop Simulator.
Yeah.
And one of these days, I do need to subject us all to a Tabletop Simulator recreation of Rap Rat, the video board game.
Oh, jeez. One of these days, I want us to be able to raid a certain Makuta on Twitch. I stumbled across him recently, and I keep meaning to like watch his stuff. But every time he's live, he apparently he streams like earlier in the day than you do, Ari. So I don't know if it'll ever happen. But
Okay.
you never know.
Thank you, everyone, for tuning in. Thank you to my wonderful co-host tonight for co-hosting. Go give Grim Navalis my warmest of welcomes. I'll see you guys tomorrow night with probably the finale to the original Gex, with some more hot Gexual activities. 30-plus-year-olds having wild Gex on stream, all the innuendos that you can think of. Until then, unpleasant dreams.
Well, we're the boys of Chorus. We hope you like our show. We know you're rooting for us, but now we have to go.
Please allow us to fuck off.
Good night, everybody.